What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. So I was gonna hold this footage, but I don't think I'm gonna hold it because I spoke about it yesterday on my birthday, being out at the African Renaissance Monument, and but there's some other exhibits and stuff that I took pictures of inside that are actually here on my phone, and maybe I'll get a chance to show you some of those before I end this video. We'll probably be interrupted by notifications from channels I subscribe to and stuff like that, just because nothing but problems know me in life. Anyway, um, so I wasn't able to do precisely what I intended because this environment, when you're flying a drone, you have to be very, very, very conscious of what you're doing. It looks easy, but I promise you it's not. There's a lot of parameters you need to be paying attention to and things you need to be watching and monitoring. So in this case, the wind was up because we're right on the ocean, y'all. You're going to see that when we get up in the air. I'm literally right on the ocean. So it's even breezier than it is here at the house because we're literally right on the ocean. But when you get up to altitude, and this statue is way the hell up there, when you get up to altitude and you have altitude wind, so I have to be cognizant of that. I have to be looking at my FPV on the screen on my phone because I can see what the drone sees in real time. But at the same time, I have to be visually trying to spot the drone if I'm this if I'm this close to it. If I send it out several miles, then obviously I only have the FPV to look at. But for something like this, I need to be also looking up at the drone because I need to see how is it responding. And in this case, the winds. It was taking the wind. That was all fine. But the birds, y'all, the birds, you understand? So if I had been able to just get it up there and then immediately had coordinates already of how far I am from the statue to set the radius so that when I hit the orbit button, it'll just orbit around the point of interest. But I need to get that set because I've never flown around this thing. And so while you're doing that, the drone is just hovering in midair. When it's just hovering, then the birds are more curious. If it's moving, they kind of keep moving. They're still paying attention, but they keep moving. But if you're just hovering in the air, then you're a target. So that was getting me. You understand? So, but anyways, so here I take off. Oops, way too far. My bad. Now I've lifted off. By the way, that's the 199 stairs I was telling y'all about. Now I've got to start approaching. You understand? Because I got to go up and at it. Look at that Atlantic Ocean, everybody. Subhanallah. So I ended up getting some unintended shots of the city and the ocean that I otherwise probably wouldn't have thought to get. So that's a bonus.
Just want to make sure I'm not in beginner mode. I'm not.
Now I'm thinking I'm gonna go over to the right of the monument, and then I want to turn, look at it, get
Lots of them.
altitude, and then start orbiting. But I've got all these birds. You don't see them because a lot of them didn't fly directly in front of the camera. But I promise you, it was Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds up there, y'all. And let me stop it and say this. And don't you know, I always forget that I can fly sideways, literally sideways, left or right. I flew this thing for months, test flights, back in America, perfecting my flight ability and just familiarity and knowing what the drone's potentials are and things like that. I didn't remember because I'm under a lot of stress when I fly. You understand? And then also, I'm even more careful here at this location because there's tourists. And if a bird strikes the drone, it could fall to the ground. And now the drone has landed on people. It's a lawsuit, you know. So I'm trying to be very careful, extra careful. So there I'm ascending still.
Truly charmed.
Now we're several hundred feet up, but I
I gotta
still have
watch
not.
these birds.
Look at that Atlantic. But as you see, I've still not reached the crown of the statue. And let me say this also, once I took off, looking up at the statue, the sun is in my face, y'all. I can't see the FPV on my screen on my phone. So I can't see my altitude number. I can't see my distance numbers. I can't see battery. I can't see satellites. I can't see the repeater that goes between the drone and the transmit. I can't see any of my telemetry. And now I'm seeing blue spots. So when I look at the screen, I can't see nothing. So it's a few things, dude. It's a few things. It's a few things. Beautiful shots of Dakar, though. Look at that. Beautiful. We're all the way down there. By the way, to the right of your screen, extreme right, that's a restaurant over there. We had lunch over there. It's a beautiful restaurant, by the way. Very nice.
Oh, damn birds.
It's like indoor, outdoor. As you can see, I'm trying to not be directly over the stairs. This is just being prudent as a pilot. You know, I mean, these drones have very excellent fail-safe features and stuff like that, but still you have a responsibility. So as you can see, I'm staying away from being directly over the 199 stairs, you know? Have to be thinking about all of that. But you can see the wind in the trees. Look at the trees, y'all. You see the wind. But this thing has powerful motors and it can stand the wind. Now, I could have just ascended more and I would have had one of the perfect shots, but I can't see. I can't see. I can't see my telemetry on my screen because I'm seeing blue spots. And when I look up, I'm looking directly into the sun. It was just all things bad, dude. But wait, there's a redemption coming towards the end. That's the woman, by the way, of the statue. In the foreground here, that's the brother. You feel me? The king, the mandingo. And then he's got his arm around his woman's waist, pulling her along. And his son is perched up on his very ample gun. You understand? That's the statue we need in America, goddammit. That's the true image of a black man handling his business. The audio you hear is us down on the ground because the transmitter or the phone, the app that I'm flying from, you can set it to record your audio as well as the video. So look at that Atlantic, y'all.
I'm nervous about these damn birds. I'm just trying to get the orbit set, but the birds are just right. Let me just go to the other side of the
Now there, I'm trying to get the orbit going. I almost got it. You see, Look at that. I mean, that was an excellent beginning shot of the statue. You feel me? But you hear me say I'm just nervous about these damn birds. Watch.
I'm nervous about these damn birds. I'm just trying
I'm
to get
going into an
the
orbit
orbit
there.
set, but the birds are
Look
just
there.
right. Let me just go to the other side of the
So the
monument.
idea is that the orbit was supposed to continue. The camera will stay focused on the statue and we get that sweeping shot around the front and the back of the statue. That's what I was trying to deliver for you. But look at this Atlantic Ocean behind us, everybody. Look at the scenery. Look at beautiful Senegal. You feel me? Giving, giving, giving. You feel me? By the way, there's no other channel reporting from Africa that's giving you this shot. Let the record be clear. All right. I want my Grammy. You see that bird? Y'all see that bird? You seen that one? You feel me? They dip in.
Yeah.
They dip in.
The
Let's go back.
orbit
See,
set,
see,
but
look,
the birds
look.
are just right. Let me just go to the other side of the monument.
Then I thought I would fly to the other side of the monument to,
Yeah.
and now I'm going to the other side of the monument.
They
They migrated over there with me.
I mean, they're just following me, dude. Get your ass.
You feel me?
I think you should focus on the monument. Yeah, but if I don't,
And you hear
I
Papa.
don't want to.
He's like, I think you just focus on flying. Yeah, but the birds, brother. You feel me?
See there? But it was far from it, brother. You're the one that has the illusion that it's close. It's not.
And he's filming with the GoPro camera from the ground because I want him to film the drone itself. So inshallah, you'll be able to see that footage. There I'm ascending. Look at that shot of the Atlantic, everybody. That's the money. That's the money shot. That's worth everything I got. Beautiful Senegal. Allahu Akbar.
Okay, here's what I need to do.
Now, you hear that beeping. That beeping is I've just hit the button to send it into the auto return and landing sequence on its own. So everything you see from here on out, the drone is flying itself. I'm just a spectator because I can't see anything. I need to bring it down because the intention is to come down to the ground, low altitude, set the coordinates for a point of interest orbit around me and Samba just to get my radius going. Then hopefully send the drone back up, establish the radius, and send it around the statue. But this is what happened. So now, again, we're on autopilot now. The drone is flying itself. Let's go. Ironically, we get this beautiful shot from around the back of the statue. There in your lower right-hand corner. You see? Subhanallah. But again, you also have to set in your coordinates, you have to set your return to home altitude. So I also had to make sure it was high enough that I don't run into the statue returning to the landing point. You understand? So luckily I was somewhere within that radius at that altitude anyway, because we didn't see a big difference in the altitude switching up or down. So that was fine. But again, you can see that part of the statue and this kufi cap that the statue brother is wearing. We went up in that. You understand? And we look out one window, you can see the baby, and you look out the other one, you see the sister. You feel me? You feeling the struggle. So you get to feel the brother's struggle. So again, it's on autopilot. It's doing all this on its own. And it's moving slow because the altitude winds are so high, everybody. This thing, when you put it into return home, it goes to its highest speed, which is just over 30 miles an hour. As you can tell, we're not moving at 30 miles an hour because the motors are working very hard to not only position it over the landing point, but to move it and bring it down, So, but it's also fighting very high winds and the gusts up there when we finally climbed the 199 stairs. Them gusts up there was not a joke at all, homie. There was nothing to spit at. As I
Okay,
said, you
here's
could
what I
see the
need to do.
trees. Okay, we're on autopilot. Yes. Yes, it's me.
What I'm gonna do is I'm bringing down and circle
Alhamdulillah.
us to get the circle radius. Where's your owl? There. It has not shown the 100. I know. It was on a little bit, but it's not like constant. And I was still trying to get in position, and I'm tripping on the birds. Because if a bird hits it and falls, there's people up there, and then it's a lawsuit. No. It was an accident. Simple as that.
And honestly, you guys, the drone can take a hit and keep on moving because I did hit a electrical line in my city on one of my flights and it just kept on going. If it's something that just bounces it, you feel me? But a bird could just get tangled up some type of way. The feathers and all that, I could lose a propeller and then down it goes. You feel me?
I find it. Oh, yo. Shit.
Now, Allahu Akbar. Now, because when I took off, I was facing the statue. Once it gets over the landing point, it has moved itself now back over to where it came from, over the landing point. It will then turn around to whatever way it was facing and then descend. This is how we get this glorious shot, everybody. So Allahu Akbar. So we'll just take it back a Scotia and go into this dramatic shot. This is beautiful. This was everything. It made it all worth it.
I find it.
It's now over the landing point and it's going to turn. Boom, and start its descent. Look at that ocean in the background. We got beautiful Senegal, and we have the statue perfectly framed in the shot. Allahu Akbar. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This thing is massive, I'm telling you. Like, you don't even know. It's so massive. Look at how tiny the people are to that statue.
Ironically, I think that's the little up, I guess.
Now, at some point, you'll see me retake control of the drone because, like I said, it's flying itself now. And in a minute, I'm going to hit the button and stop it. There, I've taken control of it. It's now hovering in the air. I'm piloting it again. I'm now going to try to set up a radius for me and Papa so I can get it to orbit us. And then if I feel good with that and I can adjust the radius, and then I'll send it up and do that, I thought. But that didn't happen because of this. I'm setting the orbit coordinate now.
I see blue spots now. I can't even see this.
It's over us. But I can't see my screen well enough to set the coordinates. Now I've set